Realized. This is your number one news, talk, and sports radio station. 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am listening.
We give the facts.
News entirely.
We give the evidence. Just to keep you informed.
News, weather.
I get my information top of the hour every hour.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Dio.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Facts at 92.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. 15 minutes gone past 3 p.m. And the show started for today's edition. It's Wednesday. It's a midweek edition. The 8th day in the final month, December. Oh, it's not too long from now. Just another 3 weeks or so, and the year 2021 is over. And it's welcome 2022, and the challenges and successes that will come with it. Hopefully, the successes will be more and greater than the challenges. Complimented the season once again. You're welcome to the show. Remember, once again, the year is coming to an end, obviously, and there's a hustle and bustle that comes with every year coming to an end. Everyone trying to cover some lost ground or meet up with some deadlines, or I don't know, cover some ground, I suppose. So in trying to do that, remember to stay safe, be responsible not just for your own safety, but the safety of others as well, especially if you're on the roads. Do take extra precaution to ensure your safety and others, and not just on the roads, even at home as well, or in the office. Remember, there could be, especially at home, domestic accidents do happen. Be careful with your electrical appliances and other appliances as well. Cooking gas or gas cylinders, or cooking stoves and stuff like that. Just stay safe. Another place of work, be careful to avoid any industrial accidents as well. So pretty much stay safe. Basically, that's the lesson, or that's the moral of everything I've been saying so far. Welcome to today's show once again. From now till about 7 o'clock, as usual, we keep the conversation going. Several matters we're going to be discussing. Let's start with some side comments, random stories and random thoughts. I'll get to those in a moment. I do have a rant coming up as well. Something in my mind, I express some thoughts on it. Hopefully I'll get your take on mine till 4 p.m. I've got business news at 4 o'clock. It's another Wednesday. Yes, so as usual, Canvas and Adedayo Roundtable, brought to you by SPDC, comes up in the 4 o'clock hour, right after the business news. Today on the show, we're discussing inclusion and empowerment of people living with disabilities. Inclusion and empowerment of people living with disabilities. I'll be speaking with Crystal Chigu, the founder and executive director of the Irede Foundation. That comes up in the 4 o'clock hour. Taking us to 5, we've got the news update at 5 p.m. and discussions continue after that. What exactly is the state of the APC, the All Progressives Congress here in Rivers State? Have the internal wranglings, or as the politicians like to put it, has the family affair of the party here in Rivers State, has it been sorted out? Are things in the proper positions and perspectives at the moment, and what are the chances, or is the party poised to take part in the 2023 general elections? Is the Rivers State APC poised to present governorship and other candidates for the 2023 general elections? Who are those contending for these positions, especially at the governorship level? These and other related matters we'll be taking a look at in the 5 o'clock hour. Also, issues concerning direct and indirect primaries. I'll be speaking with Kingsley Kumefule, who's a stalwart of the APC here in Rivers State. He will join me in the 5 o'clock hour. We've got headlines at 5:30, major news at 6 p.m., and open season comes up after that. Have you missed out on any matter discussed on the show today? I'll take your thoughts. Till about 7 o'clock when the show comes to an end. The sports gang will be in by 7 for extra time with another Champions League night today. More football in action from across Europe. I'll catch all the highlights and analysis and all the action with the sports gang from 7 o'clock. So pretty much that's the show today. Let's delve right into it then. Let's start with today's side comments. Random stories, random thoughts that caught my attention as I checked out the news today. Business owners along Elias-Rumudana axis of the East-West Road say the refuse dump along the road is affecting their businesses and health. Some of them who spoke to our correspondent called on the government and relevant authorities to remove the refuse and construct a functional drainage in the area. Let's hear what these folks had to say about their displeasure with the refuse situation, I suppose.
Every motor they come, they carry the thing. How the thing go there here? Even they come carry them all, they pick them everywhere. See how they come, they brought everywhere. Go through every time.
The refuse dump there is affecting us badly because anytime rain falls, carries the refuse down to this place. Some of our customers, they don't. After the rain, everywhere will be smelling. So it's affecting our health badly. We are begging the government to relocate that refuse dump to that place. When the rain started, now we saw all the whole place here. We fill with dirt. The water is no more flowing to the gutter. This is where all the dustbin always fill.
When it's rain, this place will be flooded with dirt next. So they should do something about it to make sure that those dustbin people, once they pack that thing, they should remove it immediately. So the thing is causing a lot of issue, more especially we that have shop here.
Alright, so those business owners along Elias-Rumudana axis of the East-West Road who are complaining about the refuse dump along the road and it's affecting their business and health. Here is what I have to say to them. Pray. To business owners along that axis of the East-West Road, pray. Pray without ceasing and leave it in the hands of God. There's nothing that God cannot do. Just pray and leave it in the hands of God. God will do it. I don't know how, but God will do it. And maybe one of the ways God will show, one of the signs that He will show that He will address their concerns is the rains inevitably will stop. Think about it. You know, they're concerned about the rains and the impact it would have, or it might already be having, on their businesses, on the environment, vis-a-vis the refuse. So don't worry, the rains will eventually at some point stop. The dry season will be here in full force. And even when that happens, keep on praying, keep on praying, keep on praying. Leave it in God's hands. God will address the refuse. God will address the rain the same way He will address the rains as well. God will also affect your business and your health. Just depend on God. Depend on God. By the way, the next time you're concerned as to when you think about the refuse, when you think about the things that are not working, but after you're done praying, thank God for the things that are working, because the Rivers State Commissioner for Works, Tasi Emadi, says the Rumola flyover will be closed to traffic from 9 p.m. today till tomorrow after the commissioning. This is that the state government is set to begin another round of project commissioning and flag off new ones within the 8 days starting tomorrow. He sympathized with members of the public over any inconvenience the closure may cause. Alright, so pardon me. So as you feel bad and pray about the refuse situation, let a smile fill your face and joy fill your heart as well as you remember the flyover and the commissioning, which will take place, I think, tomorrow. Let's see, what else caught my attention on the news today? Human Rights Group Center for Basic Rights Protection and Accountability Campaign has expressed the displeasure over the failure of the Eleme Police Division to re-arrest one Azuna accused of defiling a 12-year-old girl in Eleme. Mr. Azuna, a 40-year-old man, was arrested by the police in NTA in August but was later released. National coordinator of the group, Prince Wiran, told newsmen in Port Harcourt that the victim and her family are traumatized because the police are trying to prevent justice in the matter. Now, Mr. Wira urged the CPA Bokar to instruct that the case will be transferred to the State's Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department for Human Rights Desk for proper investigation. Yes, when the police is not there and the police, even maybe allegedly even try to truncate the course of justice, when somebody has defiled your daughter, your 12-year-old daughter, and you go to the police and the police say it's a family affair, or the police pay no attention to you, or they arrest the suspects, the suspected guilty party, and later release that person on bail, whatever bail means for them actually, and it appears they're doing nothing again to arrest the matter. Let's pray to God. Pray to God. There's nothing God cannot do. Pray that CPA Bokar and his men will do their jobs. Pray that police will be responsible. Pray that money for buttons will eventually get to the police. Pray that money for boots and money for fuel will eventually get to the police, because they say that's the reason they don't do their jobs. That's why they collect money for bail, even though they say bail is free, and they let guilty parties roam the earth, completely free because they don't have money for buttons. So pray that they will get money for buttons, and when they have all the buttons that they need in this world, maybe this 12-year-old girl will eventually get justice after CPA Bokar, Friday, and his boys have all the buttons that they need. Maybe there will be a shower of buttons from heaven, and like God rained down manna for the children of Israel in days gone by. Maybe he will rain down buttons and boots, and even rain down fuel also for our gallant officers. Our reports have the family of the 12-year-old girl has written to the Commissioner of Police, Friday Bokar, through their lawyer. Other to that, they should pray as well. They should pray. After all, we are in the month of December, right? And, I believe a lot of crusades and retreats are going to be held this time around. So we should all pray more. Now, 3 suspects have been arrested in connection with the deaths of 8 children in the Badagry area of Lagos State. The corpses of the 8 children were recovered from an SUV parked on a street. It was gathered the kids mistakenly locked themselves in. Multiple reports suggest that the car had a child lock feature and could only be opened from outside. Now, the question is, and I think I said this yesterday on the show, what kind of investigation is the police in Lagos State carrying out over this matter, considering that the corpses of the children have been retrieved by the parents and guardians and they have been buried without any autopsy carried out? Now, reportedly this happened because the police in Lagos State were demanded 100,000 each, amounting to 800,000 naira from the parents of these dead children for them to conduct an autopsy. So, and the parents didn't have 800,000 naira to give to them, so they simply collected the bodies of their children and have since buried them. And the police are still conducting investigations in Lagos. Yeah. Now, the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, Hakeem Odumosu, confirmed the arrest of the suspects and said one of them is the grandmother of a 3-year-old child who also died in the incident. Now, I don't want to preempt the investigation of the police and the arrest of this grandmother, but I can't help but imagine what the grandmother's role could have been in all of this and the deaths of these 8 children. I don't know, really. I don't know. But then again, the families of these children should pray as well. I don't know. Maybe go look for one crusade, one power-packed crusade to attend and pray that Hakim Odumosu and his boys in Lagos will conduct proper investigations into the death of their children, and that they will find closure, and God will do it. God will do it. The ICPC said it has begun an investigation into the spending of the 49.4 billion naira COVID-19 intervention fund by UPTH and 51 other health institutions. A statement by the ICPC spokesperson, Azuka Agugua, said the Commission has obtained documents from the Federal Ministry of Health, Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, and UPTH that would assist in its investigation of the utilization of the fund by the health institutions. Now, remember that the Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba, paid an urgent visit to UPTH last week and was disappointed at the state of its isolation center. Remember that? Remember that incident? Yeah, where they were taking the minister to a place that had nothing to do with his visit, allegedly. When the minister complained about this place, and somebody was saying something like this, allegedly. You see, Honorable Minister, see, this is not the real place. This is not the real place. We just brought you here because I don't know what my guy on top will say. I don't know if my guy on top will say this is the real place or this is not the real place. So we just brought you to this place also, because you know Your Excellency, your Honorable Minister, there are many places here. You can see for yourself. We have very large land and many places here. So we just thought you should look at this place also. So depending on how you feel about this place, I can tell you whether it's the place or it's not the place. But on my own, I can't tell you if this is the place, because I can tell you this is the place, and my guy at the top will tell you it's a different place. So, Well, Chief Medical Director of VPTH, Henry Goma, has denied misappropriating 950 million naira COVID-19 intervention fund. Remarkable how very convenient as well. The person who was in charge of this was nowhere to be found to show the minister the actual place, the real place. Yes. Well, children of God should pray as well. Look for some crusade to go for, one power-packed event, and pray that God also will investigate the 950 million given to not just UPTH but other health institutions or health centers across the country to help with COVID-19 intervention. Let's pray about that as well. Members of the Nigeria Governors Forum have described the travel ban imposed on the country by Canada and UK over the reports of Omicron COVID-19 variant as discriminatory. NGF Chairman and Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi in a statement called on the World Health Organization to intervene. Yes, let the international community take note. We will not take this. We will not take this. I feel very sad right now, really. I feel very bad about this. I mean, the Honorables and Excellencies may not be able to travel to the UK this Christmas. Oh, what a sad development. Oh, how sad indeed. This is a travesty. This is a travesty. We will not take this. The international community has better take note. Oh well, I do have to wrap up the side comments of this time, I suppose. I believe His Excellency the Governor has been awarded Man of the Year. The award was given to him at the 4th DA Award ceremony in Abuja. Also, DG WTO Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was conferred with the Woman of the Year award at the event. Congratulations to Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Congratulations to Nyesom Wike, Governor of Rivers State as well, on this latest in a series of awards. Alright, so that's it for today's side comment. I'll go on a break right now. And remember once again, I'm sure there are the posters and the billboards and even the radio jingles and TV adverts have been all over the place right now. You're besieged by them. 5-day event, and go pray about all these matters. I don't know, maybe God will finally listen and do something about them. Well, since at least since we are not ready to do anything about it, maybe God will. So I'll go for a break. When I return, today's round comes up. Please stay with us.
We give the facts.
News entirely.
We give the evidence. Just to keep you informed.
News, weather. I get my information top of the hour every hour.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
What we do goes beyond bringing you the news. We give you a chance to talk about it. Your opinion, your voice.
This is 92.3 Nigeria Info, Port Harcourt.
Your number one news, talk, and sports radio station.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Gaio.
Welcome back to this Hard Facts to Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. 22 minutes ago before 4 p.m. I'd like to rant just a bit. Something in my mind. I'll be expressing some thoughts in it. You're welcome to express your thoughts in mine as well. All the way to 4 p.m. And pardon me, still dealing with that slight throat stain. Sorry about that. Alright, so today's rant is inspired by some story from off our news, and I will get to it in a moment. Where is it? Oh, here we are. Now, the driver of an SUV survived after a 40-feet container fell on his car at Laritel Junction, NTA Road in Boba yesterday afternoon. Passers-by were able to remove the middle-aged man from the crushed car and took him to a nearby hospital for treatment. An eyewitness told our correspondent the container fell when it was being moved from the road. Let's hear what this eyewitness had to say on the situation. Alright, there we are.
This truck, they call a tow van to tow this motor. So along the line as they were towing it, so this vehicle now want to pass. So immediately this truck now fell and fall on top of the motor. So as the truck fall on top of the motor, there was no help. We're here, we are shouting, and it's only the man who was inside the motor. The man stayed there more than 1 hour, and the man was even seeing his dead alive. With this crowd, we now call this forklift. They now shift this container up, and they drag the man out. No scratch on the man's body.
Now, our correspondent reports that the passers-by and residents of the area took advantage of the accident to loot cartons of sachet and tin tomatoes the container was carrying. The police later arrived to scene to restore order. Now, there are many things wrong with this scenario. Very, very many things. And I don't know if you've seen the videos that have been circulating regarding this incident, but I did see some videos related to this particular incident, related to this particular event. Oh, this is radio, so I can't share the videos with you, but it's quite sad indeed. Okay, let's get to the things that I think are wrong with this situation immediately. So here's what happened. 2 days ago, I believe, some truck or some lorry broke down, or something happened to it basically along the NTA road, and from that day till the day before, or till yesterday, pardon me, it remained there. Now apparently there was some container on this lorry, on this vehicle, and the container was being moved or something like that, I suppose. And then this man in his SUV attempted to pass by it, and the container fell on his vehicle. Now, we talk about, and I know I've talked about it, the issue of safety for a very long time. Safety, emergencies / disaster management, and as far as the state is concerned, it appears that we have any zero plans, any zero blueprint, we have zero strategy as far as this is concerned. Safety, emergency / disaster management. And maybe it might be the same for most of the states of the country, or maybe even the country at large, but for the purpose of today's rant, I'm sticking with real estate. It's a big problem. A scene such as this, one would expect that officials of the government, either at state level or local government level, would be on hand to monitor this situation. You would expect that officials of some relevant department or agency of government will be on hand to not just monitor but also supervise the situation, if not even directly handle or manage the situation. And I don't think, how is it that something like this was going on and then vehicles were still allowed? Now, I don't know exactly what happened, whether an attempt, maybe people were stubborn, drivers, road users, I don't know, but how is it that an attempt was being made to move this container and vehicles were still allowed to pass beside it? I mean, how does that even happen? Because one would expect that if something of this nature were to be carried out, obviously what should happen is, for the duration that event would take place, traffic will be diverted to other roads. Yes, there might still be a build-up of traffic of sorts. It might be not convenient for road users, but the proper thing should have been done. Now, traffic should have been diverted to other roads, and whilst this trailer or the lorry or the truck or the container were being moved or transferred, as the case may be, vehicles should not be allowed. Nobody should be allowed to pass by it while that exercise was taking place. Because once again, there is a danger that something might fall off, the container in this case, and it might fall on someone or something. There is that danger. And guess what? Yes, it happened. It actually happened. The container fell on a vehicle. Now, how those who were carrying out this activity did not envisage something like that could happen, and then prevent any road user, motorist for example, from moving beside this vehicle whilst this exercise was taking place. Did not. I can't even comprehend that. But then again, question: did we have officials of government who understand safety, who are responsible for safety, who are responsible for emergency or disaster management? Did we have them on ground to address this matter? I think the very likely answer to that is no, because if we did, then very likely they would have spoken already on this matter and what transpired at that place. So very likely we didn't. Now it speaks once again to the readiness or the premium, the importance that government places on safety or emergency management. It speaks to that, and I've said this severally. The Rivers State government needs to place priority on that, on safety, on disaster and emergency management. And one way to properly do that is to set up a state emergency management agency. Some states have it already. Rivers State should have it as well. And I've said this several, there is no downside to this. There is no downside to this. Now you might think that, well, this was not a disaster, this was not a flood, this was not a fire situation where they need fire truck. Says who? Says who? Something terrible did happen. Well, thankfully the man was saved, and he somehow escaped that situation with his life intact. But it could have turned out completely, totally different as well. One man in one SUV could have been 2 or 3 vehicles filled with whole families. 4 people, 5 people, 6 vehicles in each of those vehicles. It could easily have been that as well. And this 40-foot container would have fallen on those vehicles. And now the headlines may have read, tragedy. 3 families taken in one day after a 40-foot container fell on their vehicles. It could have been that also. Luckily it wasn't that. I don't know if somebody went for a crusade and that's why that didn't happen and was praying fervently. I don't know. But thankfully that's not the headline now. That's not the story. But that could have been the story as well. If the container could have fallen on one vehicle with one passenger, it could have fallen on 2 vehicles or maybe 3 vehicles. And we could have had loss of lives, more than 1 person, maybe 2 or 3 families, who knows. It could have been that as well. Thankfully it wasn't. So we need to pay attention to things like this that have to do with the safety of lives, and we can only do that when we place a priority, when we consider the life of people as being very important. And then to the other aspect of this that really disturbed me, I don't know if you saw the footage, a lot of people standing on cartons of tomato paste, looking joyous, like God himself had rained, was making it rain tomato paste. People were laughing and jumping for joy and cutting away their own tomato paste as well. I'm sure some of them are going to go for some of those crusades, for the litany of crusades that are going to be everywhere during this period, thanking God for what he has done. Maybe it was God that decided to provide tomato paste for them in this way. I don't know. It was very unfortunate indeed. So you have an accident, you have a disaster on your hands. Somebody's life is on the line, trapped in a vehicle. And what a lot of Nigerians were joyous about was that there is free tomato paste for them to carry. Well, I hope that, like the woman in the Bible, whom the cruse of oil did not fail, as she was turning the oil kept pouring. I hope that for those who went to carry this tomato paste, the tomato paste will never finish, and they will eat the tomato paste from now till Jesus comes. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. I hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts in mind? Let's hear it. Numbers to the same line to open. We got 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. We're live on Facebook, I suppose. That's at facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. WhatsApp is on 0809 0306416. Please do remember to keep it brief and straight to the point. Also, once the call is answered, do turn down the volume of your radio set. It's very important to do so, else we may not be able to have a conversation. Quite a few comments via Facebook. Pablo George goes, "Good afternoon, Dio. I really want to use the platform to thank God for the life of the man that container fell on his SUV. But as for the looting, there's hunger in the land. But as for the container driver, are you sure he's not drunk? And as for the SUV owner, he should go to church to give God quality praise, because God really showed his divine mercies on his life. Proper parking should be looked into in the state. Thank you." Yes, it should go to God to pray, to thank God. So the question is, if we had a proper system that ensured, that attempted to guarantee the safety of everyone during that exercise while that activity was going on, why would we have to pray or go for Thanksgiving that the container fell on a car and the person did not die? Why would we need to do that? I'm not saying that there aren't things that happen beyond our control, but this definitely was within human control. Steps could have been taken, things could have been done to ensure that something like this did not happen. Hello, Harcourt, to welcome.
Hello, Dayo. Good evening.
Hello, go ahead.
Let's say that exactly just like what you are saying. We don't value human beings, human lives. That is why certain things we take them for granted. And then at the same time, for we the road users, I could remember one day they were towing my truck. So I was like behind, telling people, no, stop. Some of them were shouting at me. They were shouting at me. And so unfortunately, while we were going, they were towing the truck. Before I would know it, the thing that we used to tow the truck, cool. The truck was just on its own. I didn't think anybody was around there. We would have recorded emergency. So most times, when you are telling people, please don't come close to this thing, they will shout at you, they will even abuse you. And so, I don't know. Thank you.
Very welcome. It is very disturbing as well, the attitudes and behaviors of a lot of Nigerians. Quite disturbing indeed, really. You know. But then again, once again, for this particular incident, if we had the proper process in place, then there would have been very likely an incident of this nature would not have transpired in the first place. Hope Oviegos, his hands are clean. I thank God for his life. Oh, Hope. Okay, that means the people who die by accident die because their hands are not clean. Thank God, Atiego goes. God of miracle has rescued him. Oh yes, the much talked about God of miracle. The societies where things work, where governments govern the way they should govern. I wonder how many miracles God has to perform in those places. You know, where, for example, they have a proper emergency system that will have prevented what happened yesterday. I wonder what God does over there. Hello, Harcourt, welcome.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Dayo.
Hello, go ahead.
First of all, I want to say, as usual, thank God for what happened yesterday, that there was no life lost. But however,
what if a life was lost, which could have happened? What will you be thanking God for right now?
We will still thank God that maybe it's only one life that was lost.
And if it was 5 people that died, you will thank God for what?
I will thank God that 5 lives.
Only 5 people died.
We appreciate God for it.
Okay. Oh.
sad anyway. Now, let me, of course, most road users, some of them will be listening now. Dayo, just a revise. A car is revising, and before you know it, and that car is squeezing themselves, on a narrow space just to escape that thing. A lot of things, as in people create this hazard for themselves, right? They are moving a container. I've seen Julius Berger traffic control with their red flag stopping vehicles, and that vehicle is coming from their compound or from their side. Now the other vehicle is coming on the highway is still forcing themselves. As in, you are seeing the man holding a flag, stopping you. Somebody is coming out and you are coming. Now that is a disaster in waiting. Nigerians should learn to look at disaster ahead and just wait for it, not even up to 5 seconds, and that thing is going to be clear, and then they move. You see, if we had that caution, I believe that little things like this would have happened. Is a container for crying out loud. How many minutes will it take? Now look at the vehicle is destroyed. Something that would have been patient, that would have waited patiently, you take part, and then you move on. Well, once again, thank God for the man's life. Perhaps the next time he will buy a car, he will wait for others for the container to move. Thank you, sir.
It's interesting, really. It's quite interesting. Yes, we can talk about the attitudes of Nigerians and blame road users. And I've held the position, and I still hold the position, that the average Nigerian is no different from the average human being anywhere else in the world. And this same average Nigerians that the last caller and many other Nigerians complain about, the moment they arrive at Heathrow Airport, they become completely different people. That's the truth. Even as exposed as honorable and excellencies are, when they are here, they comport themselves in a certain way. The moment they arrive at Gatwick, honorable and excellency completely become someone different. Question is why? And the answer is very simple. Or not so simple, depends on perspective. It is rules and the enforcement of laws. That's the difference. The enforcement of laws. Oh, that's a whole new topic entirely. Can't go into that right now. Hello, Harcourt, welcome. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Dayo.
Hi, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Adedayo Elusakin. Dayo, the incident that happened yesterday. You see, these SUV people, the one that happened at my right front, at this Ogiwale Road, at least you are going to Orunibo Junction. It was a truck too. It was turning. There is that one brewery company along this Ogiwale Road. One SUV with 2 kilos. Other ties that was in ties that is in. We packed by and we were waiting for the truck to move inside the industry. This SUV, immediately they see small space. The SUV put head. My brother, that car scratched. Both the side mirror and everything scratched. The soldiers that was escorting this man, they came down. It was a very big issue. They are like to beat the truck driver. That when he entered inside, he saw them, they were coming. Why can't he match brakes
so the
for
problem
them
is
to pass?
So the problem is SUV.
I am telling you honestly.
Oh,
this issue of a thing, when you listen to what people are narrating, what happened.
No.
Well, I will thank God because the man's life did not.
Let's thank God because this SUV people.
We should be precaution.
Great to hear from you, sir. Thank you very much. SUV people. All right. Via WhatsApp, Europeans and other countries don't pray as much as we do, not because they hate God, but because their leaders' brain are in order, and they do everything possible to protect lives and properties of their citizens. Although the challenge is Nigerians lack orientation for so many things. That's basic to better living. The government has a lot to do. That's it. We have very low safety mindset in Nigeria. Most containers on trailers around Eleme are not even tied. The looters at the scene are obviously the leaders who will produce tomorrow. That's from John Cromish. There were many things wrong with that situation that played out on the NTA road yesterday. I don't think SUV people is the problem. It could easily have been a keke. It could easily have been a saloon car. It could easily have been a bike as well. So it has nothing to do with SUVs or people who drive SUVs. But I hope the message has been is clear. I have my concerns too about that. But we have a break right now. Business news at 4 p.m. Kang Masane afterwards. Please stay with us.